Israel Keyes, from quiet beginnings to methodical monster. Early life. Israel Keyes was born on January 7, 1978, in Richmond, Utah, the second of 10 children. Raised initially by homeschooling parents in Torrance, California, Keyes moved at age 5 with his family to a remote cabin near Colville, Washington. There, they lived off-grid in a one-room shack, without electricity or running water, and attended a white supremacist Christian identity church known as the Ark. Isolated from mainstream society, Keyes was described by locals as introverted and even chillingly odorless traits that masked unimaginable darkness. First, crimes and military service. At around 19, in 1997 or 1998, Keyes committed his first known violent crime. He stalked, abducted, and raped a teenage girl on Oregon's Deschutes River, but let her go, saying he was too timid to kill. Later that same year, he enlisted in the U.S. Army, serving from July 9, 1998 to July 8, 2001, including time at Fort Lewis, Fort Hood, and overseas. He excelled physically, even passing preliminary ranger training, but remained emotionally distant and suspicious of authority. Returning to normal life. After discharge, Keyes returned to Washington and then Alaska, where he settled around 2007, working as a general contractor for his own small construction business. He began a family. He had a daughter in 2001 and consciously avoided harming children, claiming his offspring's existence kept him from reaping certain atrocities, but this piece was merely a mask. The calculated killer. Modus operandi. Keyes meticulously pre-planned his murders. He buried kill kits, duffel bags with weapons, ropes, and tools across remote areas of the U.S. ahead of time. When the urge struck, he'd book a flight, rent a car, dig up these caches, and set out for a remote campsite or back road, choosing victims randomly to avoid detection. He favored strangulation, claiming it gave him malicious satisfaction as he watched victims fade. He regarded his crimes as a sport or hunt thrill over sentiment, and despised media, fueled killers who sought attention. Confirmed victims. 3 murders have been definitively linked to Keyes. Bill and Lorraine Carrier, abducted from their Vermont home in June 2011 and later murdered in their farmhouse. Keyes confessed to FBI before first giving their names. Samantha Koenig, an 18-year-old Anchorage barista, abducted on February 1, 2012, raped, strangled, and hidden before her card was used in Texas, which led to Keyes' capture. Investigators suspect far more victims. Keyes himself hinted at up to 11, and blood-drawn skulls found in his jail cell seemed to symbolize 7 additional murders. Capture and unraveling. Breaking the code. Keyes was arrested on March 13, 2012 in Texas after surveillance footage caught him using Koenig's card. Police found her ID, phone, a gun, and a disguise in his vehicle. He was extradited to Alaska, where he voluntarily provided dozens of interviews. In them, He coldly described himself as two people. One, a normal family man, the other, a remorseless predator. Mind games. Investigators played on Keyes' ego, offering cigarettes, internet access, and casual talk to earn his cooperation. He eventually confessed to the couriers and hinted at a New York victim and others buried near lakes in Washington and Wyoming. Despite pointing them toward bodies in Lake Crescent and near the Green River, he withheld names unless he was guaranteed a death sentence. Death and lingering mysteries. Suicide in custody. On December 2nd, 2012, Keyes was found dead in his Anchorage jail cell. He'd fashioned a razor from a blade hidden in a pencil, slashed his wrist, and strangled himself with bedding. At 34, his life ended before his full confession inside his cell. Authorities discovered sketches of 11 skulls and a pentagram, drawn in his own blood with the phrase, "We are one," suggesting 11 victims total. The hunt continues. The FBI continues to investigate Keyes' travels from 2001 to 2012, probing unsolved disappearances and suspicious deaths in states he visited, from New York and Vermont to Washington, Texas, Wyoming, and California's wine country. They've identified a likely fourth victim, Deborah Feldman, missing from Hackensack, New Jersey, since April 2009, based on a reaction he showed when shown her photos. Legacy of evil. Israel Keyes remains one of America's most chillingly organized, remorseless serial killers. His secretive lifestyle, posing as an honorable contractor and family man, masked a predatory nomad who treated murder like a hobby. Though 3 victims are confirmed, the shadows of at least 8 more haunt his legacy. His death robbed investigators and families of closure, but blood-soaked skull drawings and kill kits across the nation serve as grim reminders. And while many victims may never be named, law enforcement and students of true crime continue to piece together Keyes' devastating path. Closing reflection. Keyes embodied a terrifying paradox, outwardly normal, inwardly monstrous. A calculating hunter who saw victims as disposable prey. His story is a grim warning that evil need not broadcast itself, and the greatest monsters can walk unnoticed among us.